Cheddar. The world's love affair with cheddar began a long time ago in England, in the caves of Cheddar Gorge. Today, cheddar is made around the world and is one of the most popular semi-hard cheeses because of its history, versatility, and range of varieties. It's a favorite at parties, dinners, and everything in between. Cheddar's first recipe may date back as far as the 1st century, when the Romans first came to Great Britain and brought French cheese-making techniques with them. It's a little-known fact that the Romans conquered most of the ancient world with only the power of cheese. Today, cheddar from the Cheddar Gorge region of England is called West Country Farmhouse Cheddar. The main ingredient is cow's milk from one of 4 counties in southwest England. It has a PDO status. That's short for Protected Designation of Origin. PDO statuses require manufacturers to follow a set of guidelines, most importantly, where it's made. This is just one type of cheddar. You can find great cheddars all over the world. There are white cheddars and orange cheddars, and colors in between. To make cheddar orange, annatto is added to the milk at the very beginning of the cheese-making process. Annatto is a natural, tasteless, odorless vegetable dye. It doesn't detract from the cheesy goodness. Most cheddar gets its distinct, semi-hard texture and nutty taste during the cheddaring and ripening process. Joe Widmer of Widmer's Cheese Cellars in Teresa, Wisconsin, tells us how cheddar is made.
It starts out with adding cultures to ripen the milk, and then also rennet is added to coagulate, and it's cut. This is the basic start of all cheeses, but different bacteria are used. For instance, in our cheddar, we use different select cultures, a greater amount of the cultures, and in cheddar production, the cheese is allowed to mat out in the vat. We start out by ditching it, cutting it, and then we pile it. And this is called cheddaring. This is where cheddar got the name. As we pile it in the vat, and the cheese, you might say, smashes out, this is the time that the bacteria is continually reproducing lactic acid and working on the fats, the proteins, and the other compounds to produce the flavors of the cheese. After we have this cheese fully matted out, the only way to get it into the forms is to cut it and then mill it. After it is milled, we also do a step which in modern mechanization I think is often skipped, and that's washing the curd. We wash the curd to remove excess whey, because the whey carries lactose, which is a sugar. If you leave too much sugar in a cheddar that you're going to age out, which we do with our cheddars, the bacteria converts the lactose sugar into lactic acid, and if you have too much sugar present, you'll get a bitterness as the age comes onto the cheese. After we wash it, we salt it, put it in the forms, and that's when the aging process begins. Some of our cheeses we sell as mild, and we age them all the way up to 6 years old.
Cheddar comes in many shapes, like gems, daisy wheels, blocks, loaves, and mammoths. After that, there's nothing left to do but age. As cheese ages, flavors and the body of the cheese change. In cheddar's case, it becomes stronger and nuttier as it gets older, kinda like Grandpa. Mild cheddars have a light, unassuming flavor and age for typically only 30 to 90 days. Medium cheddars between 3 and 6 months. Sharp cheddars longer than 6 months. Some cheesemakers age their cheddar for very long periods of time, sometimes up to 15 years. These extra sharp cheddars have a drier, crumblier texture, a pleasing aroma, and the strongest taste. In the United States, most cheddar is packaged in plastic or dipped in wax. Historically, colored wax will indicate a cheddar's flavor intensity. Clear wax tells us it has a mild flavor. Red wax, a medium taste. Black, a sharp. Green, well, that's not cheddar. How long has that been hiding in your cooler? An interesting note for lactose-intolerant customers. Any rennet-set cheese like cheddar that's aged for 90 days or longer is primarily lactose-free. The cheese cultures and the added rennet convert the cheese's lactose to acid, cranking up the cheese's flavor and digestibility. There are other cheddar variations aside from the aging process. Sometimes it's layered with other cheeses for extra tastiness. Some are made with fruit, spices, peppers, vegetables, sausage, or wine. Even blue cheddars exist, combining the nuttiness of cheddar with the assertive tang of a blue. Flavors also come from the type of milk used, like pasteurized or raw milk from cows, goats, or sheep, and milk blends. Refrigerate your cheddar and all cheeses at or below 41 degrees Fahrenheit and 5 degrees Celsius, and slice them when they're cold. And, pass this tip on to your customers, flavor improves when cheese is brought to room temperature for at least 15 to 20 minutes before serving. With so many kinds of cheddar out there, it's a good idea to sample them so you can make some recommendations to your customers. Enjoy cheddar with an apple for a snack. Grate it to garnish a spicy chili. Melt a slab on some apple pie. Whatever you're in the mood for, cheddar can be a stunning appetizer or a luscious dessert. Above all, keep calm and cheddar on. This is an educational program brought to you by the International Dairy-Deli-Bakery Association. Special thanks to the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board and Widmer's Cheese Cellars for providing video, photos, and assistance.